Hey, we are back in our beautiful village of Dondorville. We have 52 inhabitants. We are still building our graveyard, our shrine and our stage. The stage is now just being built. I've started this recording before and I've run into a few troubles, so there's a few minutes missing. The only thing I did in the meanwhile was I designed this bakery. So this bakery is now being built and we will get the grain which we will produce next year with this grain farm, which has way too little employees. Needs like 14. And then we'll take wood and grain and bake some bread, because bread is the food all our people desire. While editing the last episode, I've realized that I've made a huge mistake and I denied my Dondorians all the food we had by telling them to eat no meat. But the only food we have at the moment is meat. So in the beginning of the recording, which you sadly weren't able to see, I fixed that mistake and enabled my Dondorians to eat meat again. Sooner or later we are going to run out of food. There are some deadly fast killing machines over there, guarding a little field of vegetables. I'll just tell my people to forage over here and we will see if the deadly killing machines are attracted by my little dwarfs. We run into the problem that we have a bit too little workforce for our own good. Since the stage needs 12 people working there. We probably do not need as many food vendors and we don't need as many janitors. Our antler pasture is taking up all the workload. I'm just quickly checking how long it takes them to finish the 430 tending they need by letting one day run out. Because it says that people are 59% occupied by their work. The day is almost over, 15 o'clock, and they are finished. So I can probably take one person off that job. Our Dondorians are happy enough that actually now people want to join us. Why is that? It is because we provide them with the services they want. And now they get some religion fulfillment. Once the graveyard is done, they also get fulfillment in that regard. There's another human who wants to join us. We will wait a bit. Next steps we could take is selling some stuff and doing some trading to get some furniture and to upgrade our warehouse. And I think that's something I'm going to do in a quick time lapse. Afterwards I will let a bit of time pass just so we can get a bit of progress. Okay, I'm giving you a quick update. The bakery is working, we are producing more food than we consume, which is quite nice for this stage of the game. Still, we are not producing enough to store up on any bread, but our people get some food if they want it. I've upgraded the warehouse so we can store a lot more food now, and as you can see on the population marker we are at 74, which is a magic marker because from 75 onwards we can get raided. So I'll try to keep the population at this marker for a moment. We could let in 17 Dondorians right now, so we are making the ones we are having at the moment quite happy. So things are working out on that front. What I would like to do before I let in new immigrants and set myself up for some raids is produce a bit more furniture. I would love to get down a first laboratory if I can find it. It is under administration. Yeah, a laboratory. Just so we can start producing a bit more science. Other than that, I would like to expand into the mountain and maybe even get working on this coal deposit. The grain farm is doing its work and producing lots and lots of grain. Grain is quite easy to grow. Even in the cold climate, as you can see, it's looking quite different than last time. We were having snow all the time. So my dwarves hopefully are good skiers. Those are incoming immigrants. Other than that, I'm doing a bit of trading on the side. I'm selling wood and I'm selling stone for some money. For now, I only bought furniture so far. But we will need many other resources in the near future. I'm also pondering maybe expanding our cultural horizon a bit and letting in some Timelapse, but for now I think the three races we have are a good mixture. They like each other, and we haven't had any fights so far, so it's looking good in the social aspect so far. There was a slaver, of course I didn't buy any slaves. As I said, I'm taking this serious. We're not murdering everyone this time. So for now it's just a slow build up, so I don't want to talk too much and just get back into the groove of letting the game run for a bit and respecting your time. Okay, I've built the first laboratory. We will need people now to get some science. So I will do dynasty and go over 75 by letting in a few more humans. Yes, now we get the new title. We get some happiness, some immigration, but also there are lots of people in our surrounding that might be looking to take what is ours. So now we are at risk of being raided. I'll also let in some more Cretonians, just so we can have a full farming contingent of Cretonians on our little farm over here. Just because we need the workforce and I want a nice number, I will let in a few more Dondorians. And now we wait. We are producing quite a bit of grain. We are using up 73 a day and producing 88 a day, so we can employ a few more bakers. I'm also producing meat in a hunting cabin over here, which is even boosted due to us being in cold climate. We get a 20% bonus to our hunting. So we are now producing almost double the amount of food that we use up. Now our bakery is working even better and we need a few more raw materials, so we are chopping down some trees and we are clearing some rock. I'm also starting to dig into the mountain a bit more to expand my city in the future. So now we are just moving ahead, slowly but surely. Since we are at risk of being raided, there's an 8% chance of us being raided. I will build a training ground. Like this. I'll make it rather large. Just so we are prepared for the future. Then I'll get some supporting pillars here in the middle. I can even shorten it a bit on the side. Need some doors. One here, one here, one here. A door over here. And we are good. I'll dig around the mountain around it. And then we could possibly train up some soldiers. Which we definitely don't need as many as the game has prepared for us. Since the enemy attacks scale with the amount of soldiers we have, it's better to have less soldiers in the beginning. And I will also want to train them up to around 50% once this is finished. Other than that, we are looking good. There's 18 Dondorians who want to join us. There's 5 Cretonians and 2 humans. The humans we're going to let in, because the humans are going to be our scientists, and we are producing science. As you can see, it's ticking up. Sooner or later we will need more and new raw materials. I think herbs are also boosted in this climate. Yes, by 50% even. That's quite nice. What else is boosted? Cotton is worse than normal. Mushrooms are boosted. I don't know if you want to grow mushrooms. I mean, we could over here. Or even inside the mountain. This is where our coal is. That wouldn't be too opportune. %80 fertility over here if I grow some mushrooms. But growing mushrooms is kind of a pain in the ass. What if we grew some over here? How much fertility is there? 70%. Okay, I think that's something I'm going to think about in the future. But right now we are not producing any mushrooms. Our Dondorians would like mushrooms, the humans would like mushrooms. The Cretonians want fruit and vegetables. Also not something we're going to produce in the near future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this training ground. I'm going to let in a few more humans. And then I will make some more space in the mountain for us. Okay, the training ground is finished. We are conscripting our first soldiers. Division 0. Trying to think of a good name. It's the Dondor boys. Let's see how they handle a good fight. We are not being raided yet, but I guess it's only a matter of time. I'm building a second carpenter over here because I have unlocked the production of makeshift weapons. So we are producing a few warhammers. I have also unlocked a blood sport, so we will provide our people with the form of entertainment that is known as arena fighting. All on the basis of people choosing to fight in the arena. We are not forcing anyone. We're, once again, I'm reiterating, this time we're a force of good. Even though I'm feeling the itch, I will not press the genocide buttons this time. So we're building the fighting pits, we're building our second carpenter. We can let in a few more people. 5 humans, yes, why not? So we can let a few more scientists work. We're producing a lot of food. I had to enable more storage for the bread we're producing. Even though 69 is such a nice number, I will let in a few more Dondorian immigrants also. We're having tons of grain. now things should get built real quick. I'm going to fast forward a bit. And here we go. We definitely do not need 40 people working here. We're going to produce some warhammers. I mean, is there a more iconic combo than dwarves? I mean Dondorians and warhammers? I think not. Since we need a lot of people over there, we are going to also need a bit more living space. I hate that I can't place the houses over mountains and they just dig it out themselves. I have to dig out the mountain and then I can place the houses. That's kind of annoying. But what is a great game without some small annoyances? We also definitely don't need 6 gladiators. 3 is enough, and that will get my people happy again, or even more happy, because the fighting pits are getting fulfillment. We'll be checking the religion tab. Our people are almost completely atheist. I don't know if the shrines are actually actively converting people. It kind of feels like it, which would make the religion requirement for the Cantors a bit more easy. I mean, I have to build temples either way, but I can show you those temples are just expensive. They need cut stone, they need sulfur ore, and they need gems. Not gems, jewelry. So even more expensive than gems. So that will be quite a requirement. I think in my last playthrough I've built a temple at the very end of the playthrough. Our 10 soldiers are not providing any security whatsoever, so we will probably need more. But honestly, we have so little stuff. Even if we get raided, wouldn't be the end of the world. We're getting some furniture, which is nice. Science is also going up. Target is 1.4 thousand. Another thing we might need sooner or later is cotton, but I'm not feeling inclined to produce cotton because the climate is unsuitable for it. But we will need to produce fabric sooner or later. So what we could do is we could import cotton, which is kind of pricey. Or we could grow cotton, not so fine. Or, I just thought of it, we could build a ox pasture and produce a bit of cotton. Which is probably the way to go. Where do I want this pasture? Probably over here. Let's build a gate and 2 huts. And just so they don't crawl around. We are building some roads. Later on we will switch to the better roads, but those need cut stone. And the sad part is to refine cut stone. In the masonry we need iron. To get iron we need coal and iron ore. Iron ore is nowhere near me. There's one patch over here in the middle of nowhere, not very nice, and one patch over here in the middle of the mountain, also too far away and too unprofitable. So I'll probably import iron. And I'll import iron ore. But we'll see about that when the time comes. Okay, I think I'll go fast forward a bit. Last little update for this episode. I'm now producing and building a mushroom farm. I've built a second little housing block over here. The ox pasture is up and running. We don't have the animals needed, but that's only a matter of time. We're producing livestock after all. So now we are producing a bit of cotton. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the weaver. I might even unlock the bakery upgrade. We have 600 left, so I will put one more level into spoilage. Just so our food is spoiling at an even lower rate. The coal mine is up and running, since we made a very small coal mine with a maximum of, I think, 16 workers, but the deposits are very good and my people are also very good at mining. They get a 40% modifier to it, so we are producing quite a bit of coal with those 3 guys, 8.3 per day. We can even upgrade it since I bought some metal, but I don't think we need to. The fighting pit is done and making our people happy. We bought some mushrooms to get the farm up and running, and I've also, my Dondor boys are also training and I've given them a few warhammers. So should the need arise, we have some soldiers. I also preemptively built a little bridge on this island over here. This island is good for a few things. First of all, there's a gigantic amount of fish in this little space. Since update 65 you need fish deposits to be efficient at fishing. And if I build this little fishery, I can employ 14 fishermen. I could even include these two, then I can have 19. So that's a nice little thing we could keep in mind, because my Dondorians do love themselves some fish. Which is interesting for mountain dwelling people, but who am I to judge? So this little village has almost tripled in population this episode. We're up to 134 people. Immigrants are standing at the ready to be let in. 10 humans want to join us, 18 Dondorians, 2 Cretonians. Cretonians are a bit too nature-loving for our city. In their environment, they do love things like roundness. We are square all around. They hate the cold climate. Other than that, I think they don't mind noise, which is nice. They do want space, which we are not providing very much of. And they want harmony, which is a late game thing. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it's just because they want wooden buildings or outdoors and we are building stone buildings. But hey, can't make everyone happy. So overall, we are making steady progress. I'm expecting our first raid next episode. So let's see how that will turn out. Thank you for watching and see you the next time. Goodbye.